So I thought I'd share with you the progress to date on this back panel. It's slowly but surely coming together. I have yet to cut down this bottom shelf fence, but the top one is in place, and as you can see, I have it embedded into the panel on each side. And I'll be embedding this each of these three fences with some Sikaflex, some white Sikaflex, so it won't show the surrounding hole and that kind of thing. It should look pretty clean. I'll also be using some of that around the border all the way around, but I'll be applying it from the back side because there's no way that I could get it clean enough to look halfway decent doing it from the front. The peel and stick tile worked out so good. I mean, it's just perfect. So today I am working with the countertop for the Vanity, and I've already cut out the space for the sink, as you can see, and the space for the faucet. I've got the contact cement working on the surface, and this is the laminate that I'll be putting on top of that, and that's got the contact cement on it as well. And as you can see, this is the same laminate that I have throughout the boat pretty much now, with the galley and chart table and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just letting this dry, and then I will put the two pieces together, and after it has set for 24 hours, I will get my Dremel tool out and trim the edges, and she'll be ready for installation. So as far as the back panel and the countertop goes, this is where we are at this point in time. You can see that I've got it set up in my workbench here. But the laminate came on real good, and today I cut out the border of the countertop and the sink and the faucet, as you can see, and that all fits good. The back panel is pretty much complete at this point. I am going to put a glossy paper on this back area here. I think that'll look pretty good. Right now, all I have on here is a piece of styrofoam with paper on each side, and then I'll spray glue the piece to that. The fence turned out real good. I have a second fence that will go down here at the bottom to hold anything that's sitting on the bottom from coming out. As you can see, here's the cutout for the electrical. And as you can see at the top here, there's a slant upwards because that's the contour of the deck that is above where this will sit. But so far I'm very happy with the way everything turned out. We'll have a fiddle up at the front here that will that I have throughout the boat that will keep things from sliding off. And then on the left and right hand side of this countertop is the bulkheads, or the two bulkheads. And so then I'll come up with some kind of a trim to put down the edge and the back here so that it looks neat and tidy, which they did not do before, by the way. But like I said, so far so good. I'm real happy with things. All right, all right, all right. Here we are at this point. No front to the vanity, but we do have the countertop fully in place and secured and screwed in place. We have the sink, which is a plastic sink. We have that secured in place and locked down. We have the faucet in place and locked down. And we have the feed lines in place. And so the only thing left, we also have, of course, the drain hose in place. And you can see the through hole and the valve. So that's all ready to go. Everything's secure. And I've got the back panel in place. I've got the electrical in and working and secured. I've got the shelves back here. I'm calling it kind of a medicine cabinet, and that's in with the fences, so this stuff can't come out. That's where we stand right now. You can see some of the damage that I caused here by trying to get this countertop in place when it was a little bit too big. So eventually I'll have to come back and sand and refinish the wood on that side. And although you can't see it, I need to sand and repaint this area because it was also scratched up. I will have a fiddle along the front here that will prevent stuff from coming down. But right now, the next part of this project is to cut out the space for the doors in the front panel. So here we are to date. The top, as I said before, is completed. The countertop is, the sink is secure, the faucet is secure, all that's done. Going down below, I need to put on this last water line. But that's going to be easy. And then this is the drain pipe for the sink, and that is all nice and pretty and new. Going down to the ball cock and the drawer, which works fantastic. The shelf is in that sits on. So real happy with the way things have gone so far. Still got quite a long ways to go with the cabinet doors and that kind of thing, but I'll cover that soon. But right now the front panel is ready to go in, and it is sitting right here. I've already put the hinges on and measured them out and everything with the cabinet doors so that they fit correctly. So this is the next thing to go on, and then we'll move on to the final stages, really, which is the cabinet doors and the fiddle that goes on the front, which should be easy and no big deal. So there we are for now. Front panel is on, and the screws that the mounting screws for the front panel, I had to go in behind the panel, of course, so that the screws didn't show. And let me tell you what, that will beat you up, having to curl up in this head area and put those screws in. But it's done, and we are about 95% done at this point. The only thing left are the cabinet doors, which is going to be laborious, but not incredibly so. All right. Preparations are underway for the final stage of this vanity. and that is these cabinet doors. So what I have done so far, if you'll recall, I can't use the existing handles because they're on the same side, because these doors came from different places on the boat. So I'm going to have to cover all 4 sides of each door, and I have purchased some veneer that will be epoxied into place, and these are all precision cut. And these will be epoxied in place on each of the 2 doors. And then once the epoxy has kicked off and dried, then I will go back and stain the entire door, back and front, and then finally put probably a semi-gloss polyurethane finish on the doors, as I did this one over here. As you can see, I'm in my cluttered garage today, but this one, although it's covered in dust, this is one that I've done, that I finished, and this will go back underneath the chart table on the boat, which some adjustments will be made to where that goes so that it will fit. So I've got my epoxy out here, I've got my stir stick, I've got my paintbrush, I've got my container, and I've got my clamps. I've got the full clamp assortment out here, and here's the other door. So it's time to begin the process. One pump of hardener, 1 pump of resin, 1 pump of hardener, and 1 pump of resin. Get said stir stick and stir vigorously, just like you were going to bake a cake. All right, time to apply. We'll start out putting it on the door side first. This stuff, if you've never used it, is a lot like honey as far as the consistency. Okay, so this is how they look with the stain on. I used just a throwaway brush to apply the stain, and then I wiped it down with this rag after it was on for just a little bit. And as you can see, probably it's still drying, and I'm going to allow it to dry overnight before I put the polyurethane on. One other note is where I applied the wood filler in each of the seams here, where the 2 pieces of veneer came together. Yes, they stained, that wood filler stained, but as you might be able to see, there is a difference in the texture and in the color to a slight degree. But all things considered, I'm extremely happy with the way that turned out. And then I'll check back in with you tomorrow when we put the polyurethane on And I think what I'm going to do, I've decided, I'm not going to turn that around at this point, but on the back it's still just pretty much raw wood that's been sanded. And I think what I'm going to do is just put the stain on the back, and not put the polyester on there. I'm happy with the way this looks on the front, but I think the polyester will just make it look that much better. But on the back, it's just not necessary, so I think we're just going to do the stain. All right, so here are the cabinet doors with the polyurethane semi-gloss on them. And I think they look pretty darn good, especially as compared to how they used to look. One thing that I had to do on this cabinet door, because both of these were the same side door in the compartments that they were in, and now I needed a left-hand door too. As I mentioned before, not only do I have to cover the original handholds, and I'll need to now put pull handles on each of them, but also the hinges will have to go on the other side of one of the doors. And you can see here where the hinges used to be, I started a stake farm. So I bought a little dowel and drilled out each of the holes and filled them with the dowels, and now I'm going to trim those off, smooth them down, and the final step in the entire process will be to put the stain on the back side of the door, and that will wrap up the project, and they'll be ready to hang on the front panel and actually go on the boat now permanently.